viewers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do a walk around video on this machine that I purchased. I spent a couple weeks trying to find this. There were some cheaper machines, but they didn't have the rollover protection. This does. This is the one I went with. It was the cheapest one I could find with the features I wanted. Let's walk around. I'll show you what I got, what problems there are, and what good things there are about the backhoe that I like. There are three main problems that I'm having with this thing. Number one is the seals. There's three seals, two cylinder seals on the swing cylinders and one cylinder seal on the downrigger, the stabilizer arms. They're leaking bad. I've got to fix those. And then there's one cylinder on the front loader that I'm going to address. Other than that, they're pretty good. The other cylinders don't leak at all to speak of. This downrigger has a little bit of a leak, but I'm not going to mess with it. It's not enough to warrant. I've got 120 bucks. I bought 4 seal kits. Kisch makes several different types of seals for these, depending on if it's a single or a double seal or whatever. You can look on the cylinder to see which one you've got. The G3s are the double and the G10s are the single kit. I've got the G10, so I ordered single cylinder kit. I don't know what the difference is. I think the double they're split. I'm not for sure. But I know the number on the cylinder, they're each stamped. I'll tell you what cylinder kit you need to buy. The pins are good on the backhoe. They're pretty tight. I'm happy with that. The hoses I'm happy with, for been sitting so long. Most of them are, I'm not going to replace any until they go out, but some of them look like they were new when he parked it. Some of them you can tell have some wear. I'm still not going to replace them until they blow out or start leaking. The electrical system, well, let me show you that. It's a mess. I'm going to rewire it. I'll rewire the starter switch. I got a new switch for it and some new gauges. I'll put a temperature gauge. I'm going to build a little panel there and put some aftermarket gauges for the water temperature and oil temperature, as well as oil pressure. Right now, those are the three things I'm going to install. The alternator doesn't work. I checked it when it was running. I'll have to dig into that. It's not a deal breaker for me. This battery, I think, will give it about 10 to 15 starts. And since the diesel doesn't use any electrical, doesn't need the electrical system to run, I'm just going to leave that for now. I'll fix it, just not today, or not until, you know, I'd use it for a little while. The transmission, I've pulled it out. The reverse doesn't work in it. I'll do a video on that. The pins, they're okay. You know, they're okay on it. I'm happy with it for what I'm going to be using it for. This is another cylinder that leaks. I like the design of these cases too. If you notice, it looks, some of the tractors have the cylinder going from here all the way to the bucket. But this design allows for up pressure. If you look at this linkage, when there's pressure in the cylinder pushing down, this is actually going up. So it allows for the tilt up to have a lot more breakout force than the tilt down, which is good for hauling rocks, and good design there. I like that. Yeah, our transmission's gone. I've got it in the shop right now. in my shop, not, you know, the shop, in mine. The power steering, I'm not real, it's got a lot of play. Look at that. Goes from there to there. It's got like a half a turn, a third of a turn on it. I'll have to figure that out. The brakes, there's a picture of the brakes. I've got a, if I can get one brake right now to work, I think I'd be happy with that. So, a recap. I'm ordering a seal kit. I ordered parts for the transmission. I ordered gauges, and then I think it will be ready to roll forward, reverse with no brakes. I'll have to dig into the brake situation. That's it on this video. It's kind of short. I just wanted to let you guys know, and gals, I know my daughter watches this. I wanted to let y'all know that where I'm at with it, and yeah, see you later.